Trump said. Nobody wants to talk about what Trump did. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's do that today. We're going to talk about what Trump did, not what he said, because I think that is where the left, the woke right, is losing their mind. 5 weeks, we're at 15,000 sorties. A sortie is like an air mission, an airstrike, a target. 99.9% success rate. That's higher than, room temperature. Iran's Navy, gone. Their Air Force, gone. Their defenses, gone. You like that word? Their command and control, gone. $1 trillion worth of missiles, launchers, factories, nuclear infrastructure wiped off the map. Now, I will say this with a heavy heart. We lost 13 Americans. 13. Now, they were not abandoned at Abbey Gate like the Biden administration did. No. We don't do that. We will sacrifice billions of dollars in military equipment to go get one. Thank you, President Trump. Now, that is tragic, the 13 losses. Every single one of those lives matters. But let me put it in context for you. We lost 13 in one day leaving Afghanistan. 1 day. And we left $50 billion of our own equipment behind for the Taliban for a mostly peaceful but fiery protest. We spent 20 years in Iraq and Afghanistan, trillions of dollars, thousands of American lives. And what did we get? What did we actually get? The president has done in 5 weeks what every president for 47 years said they were going to do and never did. Reagan said he'd deal with Iran. He didn't. Bush 41 said it was intolerable. Did nothing. Clinton thought about it, smoking a cigar. Did nothing. Bush 43, advisors told him Iran was the real threat, not Saddam. He went into Iraq anyway. Obama's solution, give him a deal at $150 billion. How'd that work out for you, Barry? You got a new library, though, right? That you're charging for people to go in. I think you do allow some people from the ghetto in for free on a Tuesday. Biden lifted every sanction Trump put in place. Iran pocketed $100 billion in oil revenue and went right back to funding Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. The Red Sea got shut down for months. And then October 7th happened. 47 years of kicking the can down the road with corn pop. 47 years of it. American service members getting killed by Iranian supplied weapons, shape charges in Iraq and Afghanistan, 700 to 1,500 Americans dead because of Iran. They bombed our embassy. They killed 243 Marines. They plotted to assassinate a former president on American soil. Many of you watched that. And every administration said, it's the next guy's problem. Well, there is no next guy anymore. Okay? We're done with the next guy garbage because this guy is actually doing it. Now, do I love everything he says? No. Does he say things that make me cringe? That's a lot coming from a submariner. Yes, sometimes. The whole civilization will die tonight. Could he have worded it better? Sure. But here's what I care about. I don't care about words. I don't care about your pronouns. I don't care about your safe spaces. I don't care about your crying closets. I don't care any of that. I care about results. And the results say Iran went from 11 bombs worth of enriched uranium, missiles that could hit European capitals, and proxy networks that strangled global shipping, to a country whose military reduced to rubble in 5 weeks. That's about a quarter of what I expected. 60 billion is what this has cost us so far. That's a quarter of what was stolen in California welfare fraud under Gavin Newsom. We still don't know how much has occurred in Minnesota. We could probably fund another branch of the military. I don't even know what we would call it. But that's the price tag. So yeah, everybody wants to talk about the tweets. We got some mean tweets. And the scoreboard, they don't want to talk about the scoreboard because the scoreboard says we're winning. Got some clips here I want to play this morning. Smash the like and subscribe button. Feel free to vote in the poll. We got a poll over here on the chat. Will Iran agree to a Trump deal? I'd like to get your opinion on that. We got a poll going in the chat down at the bottom. Do you think influencers are being paid by foreign countries? If you think they're being paid, which 98% of you think they're being paid, there's almost 1,000 votes. 98% of you think they're being paid. Well, let me ask this question because I don't know, and the chat always knows best. Who are they being paid by? And some of them are your favorites. Some of them can cry on cue, Glenn Beck. Some of them wear a lot of hair gel, Benny. Some of them still think you should chop wieners off of children, Megyn Kelly. Some of them begged Donald Trump for a pardon. Some of them begged like a little dog. Right here. Alex Jones crying on air, begging Trump to save him because of his comments, because of his words. He begged for forgiveness, begged for a pardon because of words. But now the shoe is on the other foot, Alex. You're going after Trump, calling for a 25th Amendment, calling for his removal because of words. So I'm going to tell you right now, Seed Man, and I've been calling you Seed Man since you were selling seeds. I don't know what they got in your methylene blue right now. I think you need some help, maybe some rehab. Your kid's as much of an anger addict as you are. I don't know if it's the low T. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe you got too many mushrooms over there with old Joe Rogan. But isn't it ironic? I forget who sang that song. Wasn't that Alanis Morissette? Something about ironic. Alex crying like a baby with a $27,000 Rolex on. You absolute simp. I'm going to flush this loser. Right now, we're starting off. These scumbags. These absolute scumbags. That's what they are. That is exactly what they are. They capitalize on chaos. They capitalize on clickbait garbage. And they predicted this. This was all predicted a long damn time ago by the great one. And I'm going to show you that this has never been more real than now. Canada came out with a new password, the I can't even talk. I can't even pronounce it. But Canada came out with a new one. But this guy right here predicted it.
because I'm wearing these ribbons. I care more than any of you about anything. And these ribbons say so. I want you people sitting at home and you people in the audience, look down at your lapel right now. I want you to do this. Put the camera back on me. Do this. When you look down, what do you see? You don't see anything because you're not wearing any ribbons. It means you're a bigot. It means you're a racist. It means you're a sexist. It means you're a homophobe. It probably means you're a white guy. It probably means you're a European, and you alone are responsible for all the ills of America. But I'm not, because I'm wearing these ribbons. I care more than you.
If you got the ribbons on, you care more than I do, because I got no ribbons. No ribbons. I got no pronouns. I don't have any. It's so damn true. And we know it. And Rush nailed it. He predicted it all. He predicted every damn bit of it. Now, apparently, Iran is saying that the Strait, they're still in control of the Strait. Today, we've got a meeting with the Vice President of the United States. I would love to call J.D. Vance the next president of the United States. There's a meeting in Islamabad. I hear Islamabad's really nice this time of year. If any of you want to go on vacation there, General Milley, yeah, he wore tons of ribbons. He wore tons of ribbons. It's not military ribbons. We're talking the password stuff. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Smash the like and subscribe button. If you're a veteran, make sure you post your branch of service in the chat. Would love to see it. If you're a family member, post your branch of service of your veteran, of your friend or family member. Maybe some of you have some veterans that are deployed, right? Some active duty. They wouldn't be veterans deployed. Maybe you've got some friends or family that are deployed right now. And I don't know about you, but I'm glad they're deployed with the current president and not what could have been. Not with old cackles. Let's see here. What does this one say? I just unfollowed a podcaster yesterday because he said he no longer supports the president because of the comments he made. Words are scary. Words are very scary right now. You better not be scared.
Announcement from Iranian officials. All ships, including American vessels, are now allowed to pass through the Iranian-controlled Strait of Hormuz.
The Strait of Hormuz is open. Of course, there are technical restrictions because of the war zone and because of many arrangements that Iran did during the war.
Iran issued this map showing alternative traffic routes in the strait to prevent vessels from potentially colliding with sea mines, retaining control of the strait by saying all vessels in the area must coordinate with Iran's Navy. The White House says reopening the strait was one of President Trump's red lines in negotiating a ceasefire deal that has otherwise proved fragile less than 24 hours in. Trump says U.S. troops will remain in place in and around Iran, and if a long-term deal isn't reached and complied with, quote, then the shooting starts, bigger and better and stronger than anyone has ever seen before. But now Iran accuses the U.S. and Israel of violating the ceasefire. Israel continues its offense against Iranian-backed Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Yesterday, the largest strike since the war started, killing at least 182 people alone and displacing more than 1 million Lebanese people, according to the country's health ministry. The White House insists the deal is still intact.
I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case.
Mediators in Pakistan agree with Iran that Lebanon was part of the ceasefire deal. Negotiations are expected to begin this weekend in Pakistan, but Iranian officials are casting doubt on whether they will actually happen unless Israel stops striking Lebanon. Christian Cordero, ABC.
Okay, couple of things to unpack here. Couple of things to unpack. I've got a question posted right here. Y'all feel free to call these people out. They need to be called out. They are aggressive. The woke right is very aggressive. The left, very aggressive. It is time to quit playing games. It is time to quit being scared to call a spade a spade. It is time to quit calling a dog or a cat. By not calling them out, you are lining up and believing their grift. That's where I'm at right now. Okay? I'm fed up with it. I don't know why people are scared to call these clowns out. The same way that the president is calling out the United Nations, calling out Britain, calling out England, France, Spain, Italy, all of these countries that have used us for an insurance policy since the Second World War. It's happened. And I am okay. I think we got some contrarian moron. Ben, as vets, we earned our ribbons. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay. I can't deal with today's FAFO Friday. Somebody here we go. Q Post tells it all. Well, let me run over to Q and get my daily dose of Q is a psyop. I know you're uncomfortable hearing that. Q is a psyop. It's easier to fool people than convince them that they've been fooled. Okay. Q is a mental Fauci creation. No different. No different. You'll never convince me otherwise. Never. And if you can, you call in. If you've got the goods and you can tell me who Q is, fill me in. True Cosmos is probably freaking out over here because of the ball earth lie. There's a lot of people in the chat that are really upset because now we figured out that the earth is round, right? True Cosmos is probably melting in his adult diaper. But Iran's deal, Obama's Iran deal empowered them. They got stronger, richer, more dangerous. Biden lifting sanctions, $100 billion in their oil revenue straight to the regime. Houthis back at full strength immediately. The Afghanistan withdrawal, we know that was humiliation. We abandoned 13 military members to die alone. There's no telling what was done to their bodies. Our allies saw that and were like, damn, America ain't worth a crap. Iraq and Afghanistan, ground wars, trillions spent, thousands dead. No lasting plan or gain. Trump's approach, air power only. 5 weeks. Warheads to foreheads. Iran's military is reduced to ashes. Sodom and Gomorrah style. The proxies are being defunded. The Strait is reopening. The nuclear program buried. Literally buried. If you can show me a better outcome at a lower cost from any president in the last 50 years, I'll wait. I will wait if you show me a better outcome over the last 50 years. Hi, Scoop and Eunice. Thank you very much for becoming a member there. Whiskey Man. Mega Dittos. Scott, $5 super chat. Army leaker found. Yeah, isn't that nice, huh? Courtney Williams, 40 years old, banging a journalist. There's more to come. Thank you, Ben Savage Patriot. God bless you. Love that uniform. I think those are called ACUs, and I don't remember what that stands for. When I deployed to my one horrible deployment to that area, we had like the brown uniforms. I don't even remember what they were called. Let's see here. Pure blood. Can't trust Iran to keep the CF open. Oh, CF. We'll see. Pure blood. God bless America. Good morning, Patriots. Arthur, new member. If you become a member on the channel, which is what I rely on to help keep the channel going, you become a member. You go to the community post page, and there's a link in the community post page where you can get into the private Discord server. But what do you guys think about this entire situation? As a whole, what grade do you give the president? 1 through 10, 10 being fantastic, 1 being I want Joe Biden back. What grade do you give him in the chat? What grade do you give him? And I'm sure it's written in all the scripture with Q what grade he should get. Somebody said 11. Okay. A lot of 10s, 9.5s. We got a 6. Okay. All right, good. You know, we can be intellectually critical, but I can't fall under the rhetoric. I can't fall under the doom, sky is falling garbage. And there's a lot of them that are. Okay? There's a lot of them that are just doom, sky's falling, keep you scared. And if I can't keep you scared, I can't keep you watching. That's where I'm at right now. That Q, question authority. Learn by digging. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. This is an update this morning. Sorry I didn't catch the part with the cocktail dress. Normally Fox is rocking somebody with a cocktail dress at 4 a.m. Surprise all of them equally, traitors. Yeah. We'll grab some more chats and supers here in just a second. And thank you.
Our Vice President, J.D. Vance, and other top U.S. negotiators are heading to Pakistan today ahead of those high-stakes peace talks with Iran.
Meanwhile, President Trump says he is optimistic about working out a deal. Trey Yanks is live in Tel Aviv with the details. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, Lawrence, good morning. High-stakes talks are scheduled this weekend in Islamabad, Pakistan.
Does Trey ever sleep?
An agreement to end the war. With the temporary ceasefire in place, international focus remains on the Strait of Hormuz. Overnight, President Trump took to Truth Social to say, quote, Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. That is not the agreement we have. With just 8 vessels reportedly passing through the strait in the first 48 hours of the ceasefire, a statement was released via state media from Iran's new supreme leader saying, quote, and certainly we are entering a new era with management of the Strait of Hormuz. We did not and do not seek war, but we will not give up our rightful rights in any way. And for this, we consider all the fronts of resistance as one. The region is waiting to see the outcome of the talks in Pakistan as Iranian officials and U.S. officials appear to be discussing a different set of terms. Iraq's foreign minister spoke this week about the talks.
We discussed the upcoming negotiation process in Pakistan, and we support and encourage this process. And we hope that the negotiation process will achieve its goals, which are peace and security in the region.
One issue that appears to be a sticking point is whether or not Israel will be able to strike Hezbollah, Iran's largest proxy base in Lebanon. Overnight, Israel struck launching positions in southern Lebanon, and shortly after, Hezbollah launched a rocket that triggered sirens in Tel Aviv.
I want to tell you, there is no ceasefire in Lebanon. We continue to strike Hezbollah with force, and we will not stop until we restore your security. Our great achievements, both in Iran and against the axis of evil, have brought about a historic change in Israel's status in the region.
You heard the Israeli prime minister there. There is no ceasefire in Lebanon. We do know talks are scheduled directly between Israel and Lebanon.
Question for the chat, because I know you're all smarter than I am. I can feel it this morning. Chat's smarter. Do you believe that Israel should be allowed to continue their rocket attacks at Hezbollah? Do you believe that should be up to Israel? Is that their choice? Are they trying to get their comeuppance, their pittance, their what I would call revenge for what happened October 7th? I am going to say I'm probably going to upset some people in the chat. I'm probably going to upset some of you. Let them handle their business. Let them handle their business. We've got rats in our barn. We got rats. My daughter and her boyfriend went down there the other night. Got 16 rats in the barn. Little 22 pistol with some birdshot. You know how that works. The neighbors called or texted, "What's going on in your barn?" Is it their damn business? We've got an infestation. We're handling business. Is it my neighbor's problem? Is it their right to know? Do they have any input on how we handle the rats? When you look at it like that, you fill me in. I got a new coffee cup today, too. I got a new coffee cup. It's a, you'll love this. I got a new coffee cup. Look at this. It's a blue heron. You like that? We called them pond gannets where I grew up. We called them pond gannets. But does the neighbors have any right over how we handle the rats? I don't believe they do.
On next week, aimed at creating peaceful relations between the two countries and disarming Hezbollah. Guys?
So, Trey, right now, were there any rockets, drones, attacks into the Gulf states yesterday?
Yes, Kuwait says they came under an Iranian attack yesterday. Other countries said it was quiet compared to the days before, but it's an indication that this war is not over. We're in a temporary ceasefire, and this question of Lebanon is quite critical because the Iranians say they're not even willing to sit at the negotiating table unless the ceasefire includes Lebanon. But as we saw last night, Israeli strikes against launching positions in southern Lebanon after the IDF picked up intelligence that there was going to be a large-scale rocket attack. And then later in the night, sirens were sounding here in Tel Aviv amid incoming rocket fire.
All right, Trey, thank you so much.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Senator Ted Cruz, he detailed.
What do you guys think about this? Huh? Sorry, Ben, the Q people are patriots. Show a little love. Okay. But what's love got to do with it? To quote Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? It's a secondhand emotion. Okay. What's love got to do with it there? Sassy Trumper, FAFO. I know you're a real patriot, but don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I like this one. I was listening to some Spinal Tap. Tommy, like Spinal Tap, Trump goes to 11. Rock on, POTUS. David, Candace is a psyop and traitor. Like Trader Green. Marjorie Trader Brown. I call her Brown because you know what turns brown. For the swear jar, I feel it coming. I'm going to try not to. I am going to try not to. I know some of you are watching in places where young eyes could be. Call out Mark Dice and Liberty Vault. I quit watching Mark Dice a long time ago. Liberty Vault, I don't know who that is. Wolves in Finance, Zach. I had him on my show before he went full. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call what Zach went. The Candace Owens little militia, and I think it is a militia. I got to fix this damn earbud here. I need a new one. Wolves in Finance went a little too much on that one for me. I don't know what you guys think about it, but, you know, it's up to you to decide. Let's go here. Let's go here. Right there. President Trump confirms Iran. I say Iran because there's a lot of people that get pissed off because I don't say Iran. I say Iran. They need to run. Iran, President Trump confirms they will not be allowed to charge fees to tankers using the Strait of Hormuz. Now, here's the interesting part about this. They're not charging in dollars. They're not charging in whatever shekel that you're accusing people of taking because they support Israel. They're not charging in dinar. I think Iran uses dinar. Is it dinar? I don't know. They're not charging in ruples. They're charging in yen. They're or Chinese yen, I believe is what it's called. That should tell you who the hell they're working for. No toll booths. Let's see here. Let's go right. Oh, yeah. We had to ban him. I don't know why the guy keeps coming back. Was the toll part of Trump's 15-point deal? We're not allowed to see it. And I'm glad that we don't know the deal. Because if you knew the deal, the ceasefire resets the 60-day clock. QC politics, I'm going to give that one to you. That is a very wicked comment.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
I believe it does reset the 60 days. So we're back to second round of 60-day, mostly peaceful, but fiery things. We can do some really cool stuff here for another 60 days. Here's one for you, just in case any of you watch the NFL. It costs $1,000 to watch an NFL season on cable streaming. The NFL sucks. Completely sucks. I can't watch NFL football. As soon as I found out that they were charging the United States government for military appreciation days, I quit watching that. About 9 years ago, I noticed that. About 9 years ago, I figured that one out. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm done. No, thank you. Let's go right here. This came out last night. President Trump at the Resolute. I don't think he's at the Resolute desk there. I think he's in the briefing room downstairs in the basement where Biden used to hide. Let's see here. Iranian regime, he blasts them for a very poor job, dishonorable conduct in the Strait of Hormuz, oil flow. That is not the agreement we're having. So we're kind of getting a peek behind the curtain here. Tijuana border jumper. Thank you very much for becoming a member on the channel. You were a member for a long time. I'm glad to have you back. Hope I didn't upset you. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And I believe Trump is going to continue to do what exactly he's doing, and that's just being Trump. Says there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Hormuz Strait. They better not be, and if they are, it better stop now. Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. That is not the agreement we have. So Trump is continuously calling them out for their missteps. He's continuing to call them out. Uh-oh, here we go. This is the real battle right here. Trump upends China's lucrative sanctioned oil import scheme after the Iran-Venezuela interventions. That's the country that benefits the most from all of this, is China. That's who benefits. Thank you, Tijuana. I really appreciate it, brother. Why do they call Trump Taco? No clue. No clue. Lucas Brown, 2250, became a member. Really appreciate it. Become a member on the channel. Everybody's being cool. Here we go. Trump upends China's lucrative sanctioned oil import scheme after Iran-Venezuela interventions. The only country that benefits from this is China, because they get about 48% of their oil from Iran. And now we're starting to touch on a nerve. We're starting to affect their bottom line. And that is going to upset the rice eaters. It's going to upset them. And I think it is going to upset their economy. It's going to upset their trade. It's already upset this son of a biscuit eater. He's crying like a baby. Crying like the little simp that he is. I've got to get a refill of coffee, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of the best breakdowns you will hear anywhere about what Trump has done. I'm going to refill my coffee. And today's a Friday. I took the day off. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got an eye appointment. I'm trying to, well, we'll talk about it in a second. Let's roll the bean footage.
Here's the truth about this war that nobody wants to tell you. It isn't about toppling Iran's regime before you ask. It's about reshaping the global world order. And I think that's happening right now. And I want to tell you how Britain is staring down the barrel of a dark age we haven't seen for over 1,000 years. This all comes, of course, as President Trump says Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran if the key shipping lane in the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened. Of course, lots of expletives there we have blurred out for you. But this is bigger than a headline or a Truth Social post in this war. And the evidence is not actually being kept from us. We're just blind to seeing it because nobody's talking about it. America has made no secret of its new doctrine. It is stepping back from being the world's police and repositioning itself as a powerful, self-reliant fortress.
That is why President Trump has drawn a new strategic map from Greenland to the Gulf of America to the Panama Canal and its surrounding countries. At the Department of War, we call this strategic map the Greater North America.
Interesting stuff, isn't it? So what does America actually gain from this war before we get onto the Greater North America? Well, let's look at a map here, shall we? I'll bring this up for you. The Strait of Hormuz, you can see there, is one of the most critical energy choke points on this planet. It is also a whopping 45% of China's oil flowing through it. That is a lot of oil that China needs. But it isn't just Iran. Cast your minds back to January this year, where Trump effectively has now captured Venezuela and declared its oil is under their control. And if you have a look at this graph, who there in the red relies heavily on that oil? Well, it looks like China to me. Now consider the impeccable timing of all of this since January. America is right in the middle of a tariff and trade negotiation with the very stubborn and very powerful, might I add, Chinese government, who are not budging on Donald Trump's arrangements here. Well, look who's got the upper hand all of a sudden. It's America. They are now controlling the vast swathes of oil that China needs. That puts them in a very strong position going forward on these tariff agreements. And Europe is also getting hit hard a lot with this. With Russian energy totally off the table and domestic energy security weakened by this leftist obsession with net zero, Europe is becoming increasingly dependent on external oil supply and energy supply. And that puts America, again, in a very strong position because we will soon be wholly dependent on American supplies of oil and gas. They will dictate terms and use energy as leverage, not just economically, but geopolitically too. And what do we know that they really want? Greenland. They want Greenland. They've made that very clear and they didn't get it yet. So the longer this war drags on, the more dependent the world is becoming on the USA. And it's not accidental. What we're seeing is the emergence of what you heard from Pete Hegseth there, the Secretary of State for War, and described by Donald Trump as the Greater North America. It is stretching from Greenland down through the Panama Canal, securing the entire hemisphere as a self-sufficient economic and security zone for the United States of America. But guess who's not on there? Europe. We are not part of America's future plans as it withdraws from the world. And it isn't just a coincidence that the United Kingdom has been targeted the most by Trump and America of late. The UK is internationally renowned for its special relationship with America. Trump is signaling that that relationship is over, not just to us, but to everyone else around us. And frankly, Keir Starmer gave him ample reason to do so, of course. But also because Trump can now point to our allies and say, you all let us down. And in his own words, as he said, we won't forget it. It is the perfect reason for America to withdraw from the global stage. So no more global policing, no more endless foreign commitments, just a fortified, resource-rich power base that others have no choice but to rely on. That is the new America. And that brings us to Britain, because the consequences for us will be catastrophic. Right now, we are dangerously exposed. We have no energy security. We import around 60% of our food. We have no major industry. Our military is decimated, as we're hearing time and time again. And politically, we are deeply fractured now. Even culturally, we are crumbling at the seams, dominated by global political issues like Gaza, climate fanaticism, and movements like BLM that frankly have nothing to do with the state of play in Britain. The things that once united us, our faith and our national identity, are now pulling us apart due to years of left-wing globalism. Unless we act quickly and decisively, Britain risks entering a dark age as America retreats, one that we haven't seen for over 1,000 years.
I'm going to say this is one of the best breakdowns I have found. Because I put the question down here in the chat, right here. Is Trump ending the New World Order? I believe what we're seeing right now is it is a lesson to the entire world that without America, Europe fails. The Middle East crumbles. And this British news host, it's on GB News. I've been following this for a while. He laid it out. America refuses to draw this map, right? We're not going to play their games. The New World Order is coming to an end. And we're winning on every damn front. And no one else can win without us. They can't. You cannot win anything without us. Let me put this up here. Somebody just bought me a handful of coffees on the Buy Me Coffee thing right up there in the top. You scan that, you can buy me some coffees. And I typically need a strong cup of Joe. Okay? Strong cup of Joe. Man, I'm loving this new coffee cup with the blue heron. What do you think? Do you think Trump is redrawing the power lines? Is he redrawing the world's Mason-Dixon line? Is he taking over our hemisphere? Maduro, Venezuela, Cuba, Mexico. Is he taking that over? Is he telling Europe, you're on your own, bro? Nice knowing you. See ya, don't want to be ya. To quote an old 70s movie, gas, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for free. And these countries have been riding for free for too damn long. Is Trump ending the New World Order? Here we go. Off-road runner, U.S. Navy, FMF, Surface Warfare Corpsman, OEF, OAIF, love your podcast, shipmate. Shipmate. It's the best term in the world because shipmate can be used as a derogatory insult. It can be a brotherly compliment. Shipmate is one of the words that just covers everything. I got a really good friend of mine. You might have heard of him. He got rid of Osama bin Laden for us. and I call him shipmate. And he says I'm one of the only people that has the guts to call him shipmate. And you can all call me shipmate. Okay? You can. When I was active duty, when I was on a submarine, depending on how you deliver it, it can cover everything. It's been about the national sovereignty. To rout Trump, we hold all the cards. Sean Newman, wrong. Who's wrong? I don't know who Sean Newman is. But I believe what we're seeing is a giant shift in world power. That's what I believe is happening. And I'm really okay with it, too. I am okay with the entire dynamic shifting. Because I believe that's what needs to happen. Right here, is Trump changing the world order? 97% of you say yes. Yeah. I agree. I am going to agree with you. Now, there's a lot of people that are upset about this. This guy's been calling to get rid of the New World Order since I can remember, since he was selling seeds. But apparently now, now that Trump is actually getting rid of the world order, he's crying like a baby. Like Tucker. Tucker Carlson, one true social post, Trump broke Tucker Carlson's vagina. One true social post broke his vajayjay. That's what I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Feel free. This is a I didn't have this one on my bingo card. New hidden FBI documents released by the FBI confirm that the FBI staged J6 5 months in advance. The January 6th was staged up to and including AG William Barr. Memo shows the FBI conducted secret January tabletop exercise. John Solomon reported on all this. You've got to see this. This is scary, but I will say this. How many of you knew this, veteran gamer? Shipmate. See, I got that. I love it. How many of you knew that this had... There's a lot of you that can say, I told you so. And if you want to go ahead and type, I told you so, I believe we need to see it. I believe we need to see the I told you so's. Paratroopers started up, fire up the I told you so machine.
Yeah, they did. They had a tabletop exercise that they ran in Boston in August of 2020, 5 months before January 6th occurred. The memos, which Kash Patel just turned over to Congress, he just found them recently, turned them over to Congress at the request of Chairman Barry Loudermilk, who's in charge of the J6 investigation now in the House, show that the FBI knew there was a strong possibility of a hanging election or a contested election, that both sides appeared to be agitated and likely could likely carry out that agitation to the point of violence. And they even devised very specific strategies. And one of them is to embed informants inside the groups where the most likely political violence or political agitation might occur. That is something that the FBI did. We had 24 informants on the ground on the morning of January 6th. The second thing they recommended was mass prosecutions, even for the most minor of crimes. Exactly what the FBI did after January 6th. Now, there are two big things about that strategy. It's pretty clear the strategy was hatched months before, and that's what they carried out. It's not the strategy they used for the political violence that BLM and the far left conducted all throughout the summer and fall of 2020. So a very clear double standard. The second thing is they did embed informants in a lot of groups, including left and right groups, Antifa and right-wing groups. And they got lots of intelligence suggesting a bad episode would occur. We now know from Chairman Barry Loudermilk that while those warnings were very strong from the informants, the preparations and the warnings from the FBI to their brethren in the Capitol in Washington, D.C. did not exist. They didn't pass on the warnings from the informants. So two failed examples of the Chris Wray era of the FBI. Knowing something was going to happen, implementing a strategy that hurt conservatives but not liberals, and not warning the people who could actually prevent the violence from occurring. That is the legacy of the Chris Wray FBI. It's what we now have out in open. These documents are now out there for everybody to see. Pretty stunning, though maybe not so stunning given what we've learned about the FBI.
Wow. Wow. Bear Claw nailed it. And they called us crazy. They called us crazy. And I'll just say here, oh, this is a good one. Nick Fuentes was there and got nothing. What was the guy's name that was like luring everybody in? I remember, I can't remember his name. He was like luring everybody in. He was like encouraging people to go in. Everybody knew he was a Fed. Somebody give me the name in there. What was that guy's name? Ray Epps. Aha. How quickly should Tina Peters be released right now? Should she be put out right now? Ray Epps. Thank you, Janie. I've got my contacts in, so I'm trying to get some new glasses. That's what I'm going to an appointment later today. So if you're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and you see an old yellow Ford rolling by with a guy squinting because they're dilating my pupils, let me know. Give me a toot, not a fart. You can beep your horn, not the toot. You know, I've been hypercritical of Tim. For a long time, I thought his beanie was on a little too tight. But I'm going to tell you right now, he just moved up the pecking order on the podcaster list. And I want to show you something this morning. I want to give a big shout out to Sean Ryan. He helped me get my X account monetized. I really got to give him a big shout out. Not the normal shout out that you would think, but we touched a nerve. And the nerve is festering like a pussy little wound.
Donald Trump personally called me before he made this statement, thanking me for having his back and saying that I was a good friend. And I said, Mr. President, I will stand with you always, no matter what you do, even if you shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. He laughed.
Yeah.
And we had a great time, and he's a good man.
There you go. I mean, the Democrats supported the guy that shot the insurance company guy on Fifth Avenue or whatever road it is. Why can't we do that with them? Tim never flipped. Right? Mark Music Obsession. Yeah, I live in Fayetteville, or I go into Fayetteville. I don't live in Fayetteville. It's where my P.O. box is. It's where my VA hospital is. But I want to say I've got to tip the hat to Tim. Now, my beanie's not as tight as his. Tim Pool's wishy-washy? I don't know. You can read it however it makes you comfortable. Tim never flipped. Pool is more loyal than Benny? Well, it's weird that you bring that up. It is weird that you approach that subject with the Benny. Here we go. Here's Tucker after he broke his vajayjay. Here we go. Tucker broke it. Tucker broke he fell and broke his vagina because of a mean tweet by Trump. Here's some of the ones that I wanted to talk about. Do any of you think that they are actually being paid by foreign governments? Meghan, Tucker, MTG, Candace, and Alex. I'd love to see their financial records. Leave Benny and Tim alone. They're still good people. I think Tim Pool's doing a great job. I think Benny does a great job. I think Benny moves like a weather vane, whichever way the wind's blowing. That's what I think. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is a lot lizard coming to a truck stop near you. I think the seed man has lost his mind. I think Candace lost her mind. Megyn Kelly. Once again, a weather vane. Whichever way the wind blows, that's the way they move. Now, Benny, you know what? I'm not talking about Benny. I'm not going to talk about him. It's none of my business how he operates his business. It's not my business. I wish him the best. I want him to be successful. I want him to continue to do good things. Can we disagree on things? 1,000%. Can you and I disagree on things? 1,000%. That's the way I look at it. Okay? I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to just talk about what I see over a couple of cups of Joe. I'm really liking this new coffee cup with the blue heron. Do y'all like that? I don't want to badmouth anybody because a lot of you, if I say anything wrong about this guy, will get upset. My grandfather said the easiest way to piss somebody off is tell the truth. And I know I'll probably upset some people if I do that. You know what I mean. You guys understand the game. You all understand the game. And it is all a game. If it wasn't a game, then people would, I don't know, listen to you. People would talk to you. If it wasn't a game, then your questions would be answered. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys know what I mean. You understand the way this works. I'm not talking to a bunch of people that are crazy or unintelligent. I am talking to a group of people that I believe are patriots on this channel. I believe 98.6% of you are patriots. Ben, you're not allowed to say certain things. Yeah. I called out Sean Ryan. And the fallout, do y'all want to see the fallout that happened? 1 for yes, 2 for no. In the chat, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you want to see what happened yesterday? Because there was a fallout. Okay, a lot of ones. Ben can say what he wants. It's his show. It's not my show. This is Johnny Ballgame's show. This is Johnny Ballgame's show. All right, here we go. We'll do this real quick, and then we'll get some feedback. So I posted yesterday on X. Everyone has been scared to call Sean Ryan a drug dealer. Why? For 3 years, YouTube would limit all content if you dared say anything about Sean Palmisano. Now I know why. He has been protected by Tucker Carlson. And if you've never seen this, go watch the video. There's a video with him and Megyn Kelly admitting to him running a cartel. He admitted it, his own words. My point is not of his past transgressions. My point is that for 3 years, You cannot say anything about this guy. You can't say anything about it. Can't say anything about it. If you did, YouTube would demonetize the video. YouTube would not show it. They were protecting him. Now, this post has 485,000 impressions. I touched a nerve. I touched a nerve because, and I'll show you what Sean's response was. Sean's response, and I have to say thank you to him for his response. Because I believe that he really confirmed what I was saying. So that's my post. Sean's response. You took this from my own YouTube channel and are pretending this is some kind of breaking news that you dug up. I didn't say anything about breaking news. I said no one was allowed to talk about it. His reply, 440,000 views. The comments are gold. And I said here, not pretending anything. I think it's great you shared it. What I don't understand is how you've never paid your debts to society for running drugs and tax evasion. No statute of limitations on either charge. That is my single one question. You and I both know this is a question you do not want answered. I would love to discuss it. Just a dumb squid here. For those of you who don't know, SQUID stands for Submarine Qualified Until I Die. Running drugs into the United States is serious stuff. I've lost 2 friends because of drugs. I've lost 2 friends because of drugs. One of them was down there in South America where this guy was running this. So it does bother me that someone gets a pass on this stuff. I have since reached out to Sean. I have sent him a message. I'll show you the message I sent. I'm not trying to hide anything here. Hey, Sean, you're welcome anytime to come on a live stream and discuss my post on X. We will stand by to see if there's ever a response. I doubt we get a response, but I will offer the olive branch. I hope that he changed his life. I saw he buried some Bibles in his foundation. I'm not saying people can't find the truth, the way, and the light. What I'm saying is that, and I'll debate anyone, that for 3 years you could not talk about Sean without YouTube covering for him. That's what I would say. We're going to take some calls this morning. I'd love to get you guys caught up in the melodrama. The lines are open. Turn down the phones. Line 1, kick us off. Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is the bridge builder, old boy. I loved your comment on Tucker Carlson the other day.
Thank you very much.
Me and my wife keep getting kicked off, so ever since I've been calling people shit stains, they don't kick us off and put us in jail on X and that. So I think just a suggestion for you. You ought to have a shit stain award of the day for these people. Alex
Stain
Jones
of the
and
Day
Tucker.
award. Who would you give it to right now? Today, who would you give it to?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Okay.
Yeah. Shit stain of the day. I mean, it's cool as hell. It's actually people that didn't make it to your toilet.
You might be right. Thank you for your call. Line 2, Dawn, New York.
Hi, the dork from New York. What a great show. I love the commentary from that British guy because I've always believed that the president, we're all complaining, why isn't he internally doing something? And it's so clear. He has to break down this globalist crap that's going on around the world. They control the United States. We have to become independent of this. I love
Do you
our
think he's
president.
going about it the right way?
You know, I'm not one to judge that, Ben, but it's sure better than what has been for the last 40 years. You know,
Something had to be done. He had to start somewhere. Why not start in Iran? Thank you for your call, Don.
What a
God bless you. Ed, Poplar Bluff.
Yes, Ben, I have a question for you. I learned last night that, and I don't know if you have heard this, that a good friend of Donald Trump's, he's a millionaire, he owns Paramount, Larry something, he bought
CNN.
ABC News Network and CNN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
So this is true.
Absolutely. His name's Larry Summers, I believe is his name.
Oh, yeah,
And I might be
remember
wrong
what it
on the
was.
last name. I do know his name. First name's Larry. He did buy the whole
Don't you know, Democrats.
conglomerate. Yeah, that's a fact.
Democrats are going. Them Democrats.
Ed, you're
Thank you
breaking
for the
up. God
confirmation.
bless you, Ed. Ed's call was breaking up a little bit there. Sir, you certainly are a dingleberry. Thank you, Sandy. Really appreciate that. Sandy, goodbye. Let's just do that for Sandy. We'll just let Sandy sit in the corner with the dunce hat on for a little bit. There we go. Enjoy the timeout, Sandy. Maybe I'll just start timeout, people. Let's go. The paratrooper, the one and only. Thank you for dropping in.
Airborne all the way, baby. Hey, Trump is fighting the deep state. And there is so much going on that he's fighting a war on multiple fronts. There's so much going on in the front, but in the background, there's a lot more stuff going on that people aren't even realize. And the Megyn Kelly and Tucker and these guys, you know, they're all showing their true colors now. We just didn't see it before.
Let me ask you this, because I felt like I lost a family member when Marjorie Taylor Greene flipped. Are you starting to get that same vibe when you see these people that you wasted hundreds and hundreds of hours listening to?
Yeah, I'm disgusted and disappointed in all of them, and just and I'm kind of embarrassed that they were able to fool us for as long as they did.
You know what, paratrooper? I'm going to say this as well. I was fooled. They tricked me. They bamboozled me. I didn't see it. I feel like Stevie Wonder now because it was so damn obvious.
Yes, it is. And then if you look back at things, you know, when looking backwards, you always have a better perspective than you do in the windshield. So, it's so disappointing and just shows you what money can do, because it is the root of all evil.
Let me ask you this. Last year, or maybe the year before, there was rumors that a couple of these influencers were getting paid by Russia. Do you remember? I think it was Benny, Tim Pool. Do you think there's any truth to that now, looking back?
Oh, yes, absolutely. To see the way they turned on a dime and as far as they turned to go from, say, a conservative right-winger to a moderate left-winger is just astounding. And the fact that they're attacking Trump, TDS is a real thing.
Right. It is. Paratrooper, thank you for calling. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you. And thank you for your service. And I'll say this, I'll go ahead and say airborne. And there's an old guy that comes into my office all the time. He was a retired airborne Army E9. Apparently he was the command sergeant major at Fort Bragg. His last name is Darner, D-A-R-N-E-R. Let me know if you know him. Take care, brother. God bless you. Line 2. Go ahead, line 2.
Hey, line 2, my honorable squid shellback shipmate. How you doing, buddy?
You know, I am happier than a 3-peckered goat.
That's pretty daggone happy, brother. Deke, West Virginia,
I think I'm
U.S.
happy.
Army combat engineer.
I think I'm happier than a squid on after a 90-day patrol pulling into the Philippines with a handful of cash. That's what I think. Or Singapore headed to Orchard Towers. If you know where Orchard Towers is, you've had a good military career. What would you like to say this morning?
Yeah, I just got a couple of things, brother. I'll make them quick. First of all, I spent 10 minutes of my life and called chapter, and all of a sudden I'm $600 a year richer. So thank you for the referral.
Let me put that up there.
10 minutes talking to a flyboy and told me to tell you hello.
You know, it's really good to hear that, because those guys, I'm telling you, all they do is help people save money. And it literally takes 10 minutes to save I've got some family, very, very close family, that saved $200 a month calling chapter right here.
My goodness.
On their Medicare program. That's your
brother,
money.
$600 a year.
That is
they
your
saved
money.
Me. Yeah, $600 a year they saved me is all because I followed your referral. And
didn't cost
quite
you a
honest
thing,
with
did
you,
it?
It was a nice 10 minutes talking with the old flyboy, 22-year retired Air Force veteran.
And didn't cost you a penny, and you probably didn't have to press 1 for English.
I did not have to press 1 for English. Man, I love your show, brother. I thank God for a squid brother that's got the balls to take the calls.
You know, there's so many people that rely on their audience for views, but they don't take any live conversation. I get challenged. I get called by the trolls. I'm getting text messages right now from Johnny that he's crying in the corner. Thank you for calling. Thank you for your service. God bless you.
I love you, brother. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Here, I'll read you a text message from Johnny. And that was a random plug for chapter. Give them a call, 332-867-1305. They are going to save you money on your Medicare. Haven't watched Benny since his gift. Someone you watch what you want. Run drugs for the right people in the past. You're exempted from prosecution. CIA much? Yeah. Here's a text from Johnny. I said, once again, you wore out your weapon. Welcome. He said, piss off. The only reason you're allowed to censor me is because citizens tried to sue YouTube to make it a public forum. It's not a public forum. It's a private business. He says it's a private corporation that allows streamers to abdicate civil liberties of the viewers like you. My reply, you're dumb. There we go. That's my standard reply. Let's see here. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Give me a call. Love to talk to you. Love to get I like that thing that he said. The balls to take the calls. I like it. I like that. Line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hey, Ben, Arizona here. I'm calling about Trump not putting everything out there. Everybody's trying to figure him out. Trump's part of the deal. He ain't going to tell everybody what he's doing. And the panicans, they're panicking everywhere, saying all this stuff going against him. I don't follow any of them. I let that go a long time ago.
How soon do you think the doomers flip back? How soon do they flip back?
Do they flip back to Trump?
Yeah.
As soon as it all goes in his favor and they see the world is all, Trump on his side, they wake up, the rest of the world, because they're all just panicking. But he's not releasing the art of the deal. Remember that. He's the pro.
I think it's good that we don't know what's going on. Thank you. God bless you. Line 4. What do you got, line 4?
Skylark, Thresher, we have a positive up angle.
Hey, I was going to say Gertrude check. Over.
Well, those were the final words heard on voice communication with the USS Thresher on this day, April 10th.
I am going to grab something real quick. You go ahead and give me your comments about what you think, and I'm going to grab something that's going to blow your mind.
Sure thing. Well, I'll go and let your audience know we've lost 2 nuclear submarines through the course since we initially put out that program, USS Scorpion, USS Thresher, again, lost on this day, April 10th, 1963. 129 souls on board. And I'm somewhat of a student of submarine history, served, just as long as Ben did, sometimes out of the same port, likely at the same time. It's very likely me and Ben's paths had crossed at some point in time. But the loss of that submarine, which was just gut-wrenching to the community. Obviously, I wasn't alive when that happened in 1963. But it led to policies and programs and procedures that are very likely to have ensured that men like myself and Ben made it home safe, was because of these men's sacrifice. So I just wanted to acknowledge that on this day, April 10th.
Let me show you something real quick. So a good friend of mine, his dad was a civilian engineer working on the construction of the Thresher. Okay.
No kidding.
The day that the Thresher went out, April 10th, I think they actually went out yesterday, I think is when they actually left port, which would have been April the 9th.
Correct.
The day they went out, his wife was pregnant with my friend. His wife was pregnant with my friend. He was an embryo, a fetus. He stayed behind to go to the medical appointments. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't obviously pass away. And I have a 63-year-old coffee cup right here called the USS Thresher.
No kidding.
And this was made right after all this happened. And I'll read it to you what it says on the back. In memoriam at 0917, that would be in about 28 minutes. On April 10th, 1963, 129 gallant men, military and civilian, lost their lives in the performance of their duties. Maybe we perpetuate the memory of the USS Thresher, SSN 593. That's written on the back of this cup. And I have a very horrible cup of black coffee in my cup right now. But you're absolutely right. This is a day that is, this is a 63-year-old coffee cup right here. And it's amazing that so many people don't remember. They don't know. They have no clue. I was talking to a guy at the cigar shop last night, fellow bubblehead. He was a ganger, so he probably still had poop under his fingernails. But it's so true. People don't remember those things. It's just like coming up this year in June, 30-year anniversary of Khobar Towers. This is also the 25-year anniversary of 9/11. Nobody remembers this stuff. Nobody remembers it.
Live in infamy, whether it's June 6th, July 4th, Washington crossing the Delaware, Christmas morning. But, I think it's up to guys like us, you and me, to remember days like April 10th and to make sure people understand that those 129 men, their sacrifice is the reason, Ben, that's the reason you and me came home so many times.
SubSafe, the entire SubSafe program, right?
True, 100% true. It came into existence mere weeks after this incident, and you can sit back and you could probably blame weaponeers for the loss of the Kursk or whether it's the loss of the Scorpion. The Thresher was 100% engineering, and I remember first hearing this story about the Thresher. This is going to break some people's hearts. First hearing the story during my submarine history checkout for my qual board, it was way back in 2000. He told me the story of the Thresher and how the fact that they blew their ballast tanks, which eventually froze up because of their lack of moisture separators, and the bow actually broke the surface.
That's right.
These sailors actually made it back to the surface, but then slipped back below the waves.
That's right.
Back down to David Jones' locker. Just heartbreaking. I could not imagine something like that happening. You got to the surface and you lost your ship anyway. That's just insane.
That's right.
But luckily, not since the Thresher of the Scorpion, haven't lost another boat, and it's because of the sacrifice of men like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you calling. Thank you for a great reminder, and big salute to the submarine service and all of them that are deployed. And I hope their coffee pot breaks and they're drinking bug juice for the entire patrol. That's what I hope.
Absolutely. I'm hard at work on your outro video. I got about 98% done. Next time I call in, it'll be ready to go, brother.
Rock on. Salute. God bless you. Bubbleheads forever. Great call. I never liked MTG. Something always felt off with her. I never paid her any attention. I love what Ben has built here. Great military stories. Thank you. Tommy, Guitar Man, talk to me.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Ben. Hey, in 1963, I was 3 years old, so wouldn't have known then. But soon after, there was a Twilight Zone by Rod Sterling about the Thresher, the ghost ship. Wasn't that the Thresher where some banging was going on? The men made it up, and then they sunk under.
They were actually banging on the pipes to try to break the ice that had formed in the main the high pressure air system. Yeah, that's actually
right.
what
And
happened.
I think that Rod Sterling made an episode. Maybe it wasn't called the Thresher, but it might have been, and it was about these very thing that happened, and there was a banging and ghosts and everything. Just a great episode. So it made me think of it. God bless those guys, you guys, for being under there and doing all that for us.
Well, thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate you. God bless you.
Amen. Did you get that guitar to someone?
I gave it to a veteran at the VA retirement home, and I got to go back this week and see how he's doing. But I got a good setup put on it. I gave him a capo,
Sorry, it was
some
missing a
picks,
string,
everything.
Ben. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got it restrung. I got new strings put on it. Thank you for calling,
great.
Tommy.
Thank you. I'm glad you got it. Super. I'm glad you got it. Great.
God
Thanks,
bless
man.
you, Tommy. Tommy Guitar Man donated a 12-string guitar. And King of Biltong, thank you very much. Never liked MTG. Bill, check him out. Biltong USA. Let's go right here. Line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Hey, this is the chicken man that told you that little bitty white spot was still chicken crap. I'm here in Texas. I remember the Thrasher. I was 10 years old at that time in grade school, and Walter Cronkite was all over the news about what was going on with that. And it was nothing but, just like you said, it was a failure in the construction of the Thrasher.
High pressure
that
air.
made it go down. Yeah,
They had
called
nothing
high
to
pressure air.
take out the condensation of the high pressure air system. That was the problem.
They gotta have a filter in there to prevent that, because air under pressure is cold.
Very cold.
In fact, it will cut pipes in
Absolutely.
half. Yeah.
Well,
So
thank you for
anyway,
calling. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the trip down memory lane. I really appreciate it.
You bet. You have a good day, Ben.
You too. God bless you. Somebody just said that they wanted to see this. Okay, here, we'll do this. I think this is important. Here we go. This should give you a little bit of a background on what this is.
The USS Thresher, SSN 593, launched on July 9, 1960, was the lead submarine of its class, designed with advanced technological features including a nuclear reactor and enhanced sonar capabilities. Measuring approximately 279 feet in length and capable of speeds over 20 knots, Thresher was primarily tasked with anti-submarine and surface warfare. Tragically, on April 10, 1963, during deep-diving tests southeast of Cape Cod, the submarine suffered a catastrophic failure, likely due to a piping system malfunction, leading to a reactor shutdown and loss of propulsion. It imploded at a depth of about 2,400 feet, resulting in the deaths of 129 crew members and civilian technicians. This disaster prompted the U.S. Navy to implement the SubSafe safety program. Subscribe for more.
SubSafe, huge program that was implemented after that. And if you're a bubblehead, like, you don't forget this. This is something that you do not
Named for the Thresher shark and the first of its class, the USS Thresher SSN 593 was laid down at Portsmouth Naval Shipyard in Kittery, Maine. This vessel would pioneer a new, more modernized fleet of nuclear-powered attack submarines in the U.S. Navy.
You don't forget this if you were a bubblehead. You are taught this from day one of submarine school. You are. It is a boy, oh boy, oh boy. It is a heck of a story that some of you should probably check out. Let's go right here. Let's grab some more calls here real quick. Johnny's still raging. Good for you, Johnny. Appreciate it. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Troll under the bridge. What do you got, Troll?
Thank you very much to all who have served, service members and emergency responders. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And now, also, I'm beginning to think that the ceasefire is one massive distraction, because if you look at it from outside the box, there are 33 IRGC regiments that are now second-guessing each other. They don't trust each other. They're starting infighting like crazy. And if he keeps this up, Iran's going to split apart into several different states. And it's going to all go to crap for him. And if you look outside the Iran area, he's doing the exact same thing to NATO. They're all starting to fight each other.
In the chat, I would love to know this answer in the chat. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. Does anyone trust the UN or NATO? I would love to know if there's anybody that does. God bless you, Troll. Thank you for the call. Great comments. Great comments from the Troll. I don't believe anybody trusts them. I don't believe we have any reason to trust them. That's the disgusting part. Craig, 2222222. I don't believe we have any reason to trust NATO. Lines are open. Get your calls in right now. Get your opinion in right now on NATO. Should we ever worry about NATO again? Should we ever worry about Europe again? I think at some point we have to, but I believe the level of engagement that we invest in that relationship is sinking fast. No disrespect to the crew members of the Thresher, but I believe the trust that we have in NATO, in the United Nations, in Britain, in some of our former partners is gone. Donald Trump is a master at exposing weak links. I believe Trump has a superpower. Exposing who hates America. That's what I believe. In Love, Tina Turner. Mark, a woman, saw the movie, rang true. She was a liberal scumbag that left America and changed her citizenship. But I saw her in the concert. It was her and Lionel Richie in San Antonio, Texas. It was a great concert. It was a great concert. I think she's a political psycho, but it was a really good concert. Let's go here. I want to grab this real quick. This is a X post from Trump yesterday, calling them out right to their damn face. I know where Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, Owen have all been fighting for years, especially by the fact that they link it. They think it's this wonderful for Iran, the number one state sponsor of terror, to have a nuclear weapon, because they have one thing in common: low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it. Everyone else knows it. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes. They never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, aren't even invited on TV because nobody cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they'll get some clicks because they have the third-rate podcast. Nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA. Or I wouldn't have won the presidential election as a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN 100% approval rating of Trump. No hand-flailing fools like Tucker who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox. Never been the same. Perhaps he was a broken man when he got, here we go. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist, or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question. Crazy Candace, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a dude when she's not. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful woman than Candace is. Or bankrupt Alex Jones, who says some of the dumbest things and lost his entire future, as he should have, for his horrendous attack on the families of Sandy Hook, ridiculously claiming it was a hoax. These so-called pundits are losers. They always will be. Now fake news CNN, the failing New York Times, and all of the other radical left are hailing them and giving them positive press for the first time in their lives. They're not MAGA. They're losers just trying to latch on to MAGA. As president, I could get them on my side anytime I want to, but when they call, I don't return their calls because I'm too busy on world and country affairs. And after a few, let's see here. MAGA about winning and strength is not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about Make America Great Again. And these people have no idea how to do that, but I do. The United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world. President DJT. Wow. Wow. That's what I voted for, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I voted for. I voted for a president that calls out the clown show. Okay? Whoa, Trump just posted this. Let's get the meltdown. World's most powerful reset. He just posted that a few minutes ago. World's most powerful reset. How many of you agree with that? Are we seeing a world reset in real time? Canada, y'all got problems. You got real problems in Canada.
Deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW G2S LGBTQIA+. This is
I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't know what whatever the heck is. Plus, line 3, go.
Hey, Ben, this is Off-Road Runner.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, man? I really love the podcast, shipmate. I'm that Corman that texted earlier.
Thank you for your service, brother.
Hey, thank you for yours too, man. I just wanted to give you a quick comment, man. Trump just went scorched earth on them and gave them some shillelagh to the face. It was, you can't go after that man and not expect him to come back. It just, absolutely classic Trump. That's what I voted for. And as far as NATO is concerned, it's time to get out. Let Trump reform that thing. Let the Eastern European countries come in, and the ones that aren't paying their fair share are doing anything for us. Let's pull our troops out of Spain. We just got to reconfigure the whole thing and let Trump do it. And that's exactly what I think. So thank you for your service, shipmate.
Hey, hold on. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think right now, the way all this is, I believe we pull our troops out of England. We pull our troops out of Germany. We pull our troops out of Italy. I think the only place we keep troops is in Japan.
Yes.
I really do, because I don't believe that Australia is our friend. I don't believe all of these. Trump has a superpower, exposing frauds. Let me ask you this. I know one of my favorite command master chiefs I ever worked for was on the USS Ohio. His name was Anthony Augustine. He was an A-gang master chief. He didn't give a literal shit about your feelings. But
that's a master chief for you.
I'm going to say this, though. If you went and talked to him one-on-one, he was a human. But when he was outside of the chief's quarters, when he was pacing, yelling field day, rub-a-dub-dub, clean up the sub, or if he was getting into your ass in the smoke pit, he was brutal. But every one of us would have died for that guy. I mean, we would have literally died for that guy. We always knew where he stood. We always knew he had our back. And if we told on ourselves when we screwed up, and I did a lot, he had your back. If you tried to hide it, Bohica, bend over, here it comes again. He was going to rail you. And that's, I believe, what we're seeing right now. What are your thoughts?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's like it's the same thing with a ship's bosun. You know, I mean, just might as well stop trying to swab the non-skid. This is an absolute joke what these people are doing. And the people that are turning on Trump, whether it's NATO, whether it's, you know, these pundits that are like Tucker and all them trying to go after him, they don't understand the first thing about what's going on in Iran. They don't understand the first thing about the Strait of Hormuz. If you've been there and you've been in that water, you know what it is. And this is absolute, it's just disgusting. But he is the master of exposing who is real and who is not.
I mean, that's his superpower. It really is his superpower. And I mean, exposing the people here in America that are frauds is one thing. Exposing the political leaders around the world as frauds is next level. That is next
but the
level.
loyalty that he has shown to the American people over the last 10 years and everything his family has been put through and everything he's been put through, and for these people to turn their backs on him like this just because they have a different opinion on how to get there. They don't have this man's information and the information that he has. It's time they're second guessing him, and I'm sick of it, man. And it's time for real MAGA to come back together and push these people out, because these are the people that are viruses to the cause.
I agree. And I don't know when it happened, like what caused it to happen, because they all use Trump for their own personal gain. They all got him on their podcast, all did their interviews. They were all selling cookbooks, Trump MAGA cookbooks. And then like that, they changed.
Yeah. Yeah. I started noticing it really when Charlie was assassinated, and it was starting to come around that time. But, you know, when Tucker moved and bought that property in Qatar and all, I'm like, this is something that's going on here, man. So yeah, I don't know.
I think I was a little slow to recognize it. I really think I was a little slow to recognize it. And I don't know why, but I think the one that got me was the Marjorie Taylor Greene flip. And there were signs, but I tried to, I'll just be honest. I ignored them. I'll just be honest. I ignored some of the signs, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people did. So,
because
I'll let the other callers get in here, man. I appreciate it.
God bless you. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your service. Good talking to a fellow shipmate. Take care. God bless you. Line 2. What do you got? I hope we pissed you off with that call. Line 2. What do you got?
No, I love your show. I love you. Thank you for your service. And you know what? Trump says what he means and means what he says. And he doesn't think what we think he thinks. He thinks what is right for America. So I'm like that guy, you know, he could stand out there on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I'd stand behind him. So
I would say that whoever he shot probably needed to be put down.
Probably, you know, just like all them goddamn terrorists.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let me ask you this. What part of the country you live in?
This is Sean from Reno.
Sean oh God. Thank you for calling, Sean. Long time no chat. We hadn't talked for a while, brother. God bless you. Thank you for calling back in.
I'm watching you all the time. You know what I'm saying? I kind of live on a different time scale than you, so I don't always get up this early, but every now and then I get to get up early and listen to you and give you a good call. So
I appreciate it. Thank you for the backup. Stay safe. And I would say pack heat. God bless you. Lines are open. Lines are open. Man, what a great call. Do me a favor. Tell me where you're calling from in the chat. Your city and state. Let's go here. Donkey voice. What do you got, Donkey?
Hey, Brother Ben. Listen, what do you think about this thesis? I know there's a lot of turmoil going on. It doesn't seem like it's going to settle itself real quick.
Okay.
But my thesis is that all of this comes down to how they're going to reset the petrodollar and maybe even some kind of monetary change that's going to affect everybody. And I think this is a distraction. It's a terrible one. But it's coming down to resources and commodities, but especially every country in the world is in debt. How are they going to settle it? It's impossible. So they're going to have to change something in the financial institution to make it all square up again, because nobody's going to dump all their debt and nobody can pay it. So they're going to have to create a new financial system in which everybody starts from square. And that's my thesis.
You think a whole currency reset is what you're thinking?
I think a global currency reset. Yes.
Okay. You know what? I think if things would have continued, we would have gotten away from the petrodollar and we would be trading oil in yen. That's what I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's other commodity or other financial things. It could be yen or rupees or whatever, but it looks like, and even we might have to just participate in a global reset, because there's no way we can pay off our debt, our government debt. And the card holders in the United States are over $1.2 trillion in card debt. And that can't be repaid either, especially at 21% interest rates. So, like I said, this is just my thesis, but I can't see how it resets unless they do something on a global level where they come up with some kind of, Bitcoin or some kind of, economic situation where the banks continue to control it.
Well, thank you for the call, brother. God bless you. God bless Donkey Voice out there. I believe he's in Vegas as well, or somewhere out in Arizona. This just happened. This just freaking happened. And I am saying, let's freaking go. Let's go. We got to go. Oh, we're going. James, thank you so much, James. Alex is a panicking. Needs the back of my hand. God bless you. Thank you, James. Let me give you that.
Amen.
Boom shakalaka.
Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
This just freaking happened. I don't want to drop any F's, but let's freaking go. Caroline Levitt. This tweet cites a Daily Beast rewrite of another article filled with anonymous sources who clearly lied, because the story has now been totally rebuked by both the Pentagon and by Cardinal Christopher Pierre. This is 100% garbage, fake news. The reporters who wrote it should immediately retract their stories, and the influencers who fell for it should delete their tweets. This is Caroline Levitt, the press secretary of the United freaking States, calling out Sean Palmisano. The Pentagon, and this is Sean's tweet. The Pentagon summoned the Pope's ambassador, told him the United States has the military power to do whatever he wants, and warned that the church better take its side. They even invoked the Avignon papacy, a dark chapter in history where the government used military force to bend the church to its will. So where does this end? If Sean Ryan is posting articles from the Daily freaking Beast, and he got smoked. He got smoked by the press secretary of the United States of America.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
I love it. To quote Keith on The Deadliest Catch, yes, that's what I'm talking about. It is time to quit playing around with these freaking frauds. And I am glad to see that the press secretary is calling them out. I'm glad to see Trump's calling them out, because this is a freaking war that we're in right now. We're in a war with the frauds and the grifters and the fakes and the cartel and all of these criminals that are lying. And if you play nice, you're going to get your teeth kicked in. And if you don't call these pieces of fecal matter out in a public forum, they win. Holy crap, I am happy to see that. This just happened. Sean, come on the show. Let's talk about it, Sean. Let's talk about it. You saw my tweet calling him out. You saw my tweet calling him out. This was yesterday. Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Who sang that? Was that Van Morrison sang Sweet Caroline? Who sang Sweet Caroline? I think it was Van Morrison. I can't remember right now. I'm so freaking excited about this. I am very excited about this. I'm going to listen to some. Is it Van Morrison? Neil Diamond. Okay, Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond. I am happy to see Caroline Levitt calling a grifter a grifter. That's what I'm happy to see right now. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. This is what I voted for. This is what I voted for. Let's see here. Are we seeing a global reset? Yes. Let's go here. Line 2, go. Turn the audio down in the background. I'll hang up on you faster than the IRS. What do you got? Okay, you hung up. There you go. Nice work. Ed, you've already called in once. Ed, you already called once. I know you're trying to call in again. But I try to typically allow one call per person. Let's go here. Let's go here. Did you lines are open? 615-475-7864. Let's go right here. Line 2. Did you vote for this? Go ahead. Line 2.
What's up, Joey from Wisconsin? How are you, my brother?
Living the dream. What do you got, sir?
Hey, we're skipping over the fact that Putin absolutely dog walked Starmer yesterday.
What did he say?
Shit.
What did he say?
Oh, no, you heard about that? They escorted a Russian tanker with an armed frigate through the English Channel.
That's correct. That's correct.
He didn't do jack shit.
Do you think the British have lost? Are they the low T country of the world right now? Are they the lowest testosterone country in the world?
I absolutely agree. In my opinion, I never think they have balls to begin with. They're only strong in numbers. They never had any balls to start with, my brother.
I want to know who is the weakest country in the world right now. Who is the weakest country?
Tie between France and the UK.
You know, that's when you're compared to France, your life sucks. God bless you. Appreciate you, brother. God bless you. And the truth shall set you free. Thank you for that comment. Let's go here. Line 4. Line 4. We're getting down the board now.
Good morning, Ben. It's Dawn in Reading, PA.
Dawn,
yes,
what you
I
got?
voted for this. I voted for this 3 times. I am so proud of our president. I freaking love the fact that Putin now has Starmer running for the corners. I think that's priceless. I think the fact that the Dems are so stinking desperate that now they're going after Melania is a huge mistake, because Trump will put up with them coming after him for us because, like he said, he's in the way. But them attacking his wife, huge mistake. And I think they're going to pay a humongous price for it, my humble opinion. I don't know what the price will be, but I can't wait to watch the shite show. It's going to be great.
God bless you, Dawn and Reading. Take care. Line 4. What do you got?
Hey, Ben. Kathy from Illinois. Thank you for
Good
your
morning.
service. I want to say I have never listened to any of those grifters. I listened to them once or twice when I first started getting on YouTube, and I knew from the beginning they were nothing but fakes.
You know, I'm going to tell you this. Some of them roped me in. They roped me in. It was like a shiny sign outside of the strip club for a sailor with a handful of $1 bills. They lured me in, and then I got in there, and I'm like, when did Weight Watchers turn loose? I mean, it was like that. They got me.
Yeah.
They got me.
I just could tell they were fake. I don't know. I'm very much into my faith in God, and I try to discern who I listen to and who I don't. And I only feel like God leads me to the ones I need to listen to, and you're one of them.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. I know I get a little salty sometimes. I can't help it, but I'm fed up with playing nice with these morons. It's time to kick them. It's time to kick them. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 4. Go.
Yeah, that Sean Ryan guy, Ben, he's lower than an Iranian goat turd.
What is wrong with the guy? He's a decorated Navy SEAL.
We
How
call
can a
those
military
traitors.
member do this?
We call them traitors, straight up.
Wow. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yep. And I voted for Trump, and I will vote for him again today if he was running.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Thank you for your call, brother. God bless you.
You got it.
I believe we're at that point right now where we've got to call the spades a spade. Ed, you already called? Ed, I typically don't allow anybody to call 2 times. What do you got, Ed?
Right. And I know that, but you and your listeners need to know this. Chapter saved me $2,500 a year, and I'm going to get off here.
$2,500 a year Chapter saved you?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I want to let you know that. Thank
Ed,
you,
that's
Ben.
crazy, dude.
But
I
it's
mean,
awesome.
that is insane. I mean, that's I'm just gonna say $2,500 a year is life changing.
Yes, yes. And I know you don't take a caller twice, but I really wanted you to know that, and your listeners know that.
Ed, that's what, $200 a month?
Yes, yes. It's actually over that, because they'll buy me new dentures every year and 2 sets of eyeglasses every year.
Ed, that's hard. How much did it cost you?
Nothing.
It cost you what, 10 minutes for a phone call?
If that, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Ed, you're the best. I
Thank
don't
you,
care
Ben.
what anybody says about you.
God bless you, buddy.
God
Thank you.
bless you, Ed. There you go. Give them a call. Ed saved $2,500 a year. He can go on vacation to Yemen with that money. Line 2, go.
Ben?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's Marvin in Virginia. I just want to let y'all know that Chapter saved me $150 a month, and I appreciate you and love you, brother.
$150 a month, $200 a month. Well, I'm going to say this. What they're doing right now for me and my audience is right up here at the top. They're keeping track of how much savings our channel is giving everyone. When we get to $500,000 in savings, that's not, we're halfway there. They're going to donate
when I asked her,
$10,000.
make sure Ben gets credit for this, and she kind of giggled at me. Yeah, he will.
Yeah. They're going to give $10,000 to a veterans charity of our choice. My channel is going to decide where $10,000 is going to go.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate your time. I know you got other callers. God bless you.
you,
Thank
sir.
you for everything you do.
God bless you. If you don't want to save any money, it's your own damn fault. It's your own damn fault if you don't want to save any money. That's my theory right now. Let's go right here. Line 2. Thank you for holding. What do you got, line 2?
Morning, brother. Morning, brother. How are you today?
You know, I
Pretty
am
happy, looks like.
happy. I'm happy to see people getting the attention they deserve.
Amen. Hey, I was going to tell you something here real quick.
Go
I don't
for
know
it.
if you hear me.
Yeah,
okay.
go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I you know how such phone acts sometimes.
Sure.
And I got a piece of lab equipment running background. I'm sorry if there's background noise. The caller was talking about Starmer. I sent you an email a few days ago. I know you don't like watching clips, but I ran across this video that was talking about not just a sad state. I mean, the absolute pathetic state of the British Navy right now. Dude, they have no Navy. That's why Starmer is shiting in his delegates right now, because they don't have a Navy, man. It would, I stood here with my mouth fell open. I mean, I understand, the UK is, a group of, a whole bunch of them, but, Great Britain itself is an island. I understand all that. But at one time, they ruled the seven seas and had more boats than people. You need to, I know you don't like watching clips, but if you got time to watch that, you need to watch it. It's flabbergasting. I don't know how. Yeah, it is unreal, dude.
Thank you for calling, brother. God bless
you.
Okay,
brother.
Here we go. Let's go line 4. What do you got, line 4?
Hey, Ben, this is Jerry from Havelock, North Carolina.
Good morning, sir.
I'm starting to understand what the cause of Trump derangement syndrome is.
Let's hear it.
It's the destruction of the New World Order. And these other podcasters that are turning on Trump, they're for it. And, it's, I think that's what the TDS is from, the destruction of the New World Order.
I think they're scared of that, aren't they?
Yes, sir, they are. I have never in my life seen a bunch of morons act the way that they are right now.
Why I don't understand how so many people can be anti-America, because whether you like Trump or not, whether you like the rhetoric or not, whatever you don't like about him, you don't like his ties, his shoes, his gold, whatever. When you don't want Trump to succeed, that tells me you don't want America to succeed.
Exactly.
That bothers me a lot. It really
Same here, brother.
does.
Same here.
And I don't understand when that ideology started. You know what I mean? It started somewhere, and I don't know where or why.
Yep, and when the Democrats saw what he was doing, that's when all this crap came out. And now I know what it is. The Trump derangement syndrome is the destruction of the New World Order. Yeah.
And we could call TDS the Trump destruction system. The Trump destruction system. God bless.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your call. Great call. Great call. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think a lot of this started when they got rid of bench seats in trucks. I think a lot of it started when we got rid of bench seats. Prove me wrong. Lines are open. I want to hear. Oh, let's hear it. I want to see. You want to peek behind the curtain of sanity? Are you ready for a peek behind the curtain of sanity? Line 2, go.
Yeah, I find it interesting that MTG flipped and announced her resignation just as soon as she was fully vested, so to be collecting her benefits for the rest of her life.
That's right. And she didn't meet her contractual obligation to the American people. And
no, absolutely not.
That's what's bothering me.
I just found that interesting that she decided to do it when she was fully vested. So that's all I got.
God bless you. I appreciate it. Somebody said bench seats and ashtrays. I got both of those in my truck. Line 3, go.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Ben? It's Jim in Middle Tennessee.
Jim in Middle Tennessee. Thank you for calling, sir. What would you like to say this morning?
Well, I had an idea about the Smith-Munt Act of 48.
Talk to us.
And the divider-in-chief, Obama, in 2012, redid that act and called it the Modernization Act. And that's when all the propaganda was not only could come back into the states, and that's when the news media went nuts and turned on everything. I think that's when that started in 2013 when he changed the Smith-Munt Act. If you've done any research on it, it's about propaganda and the things that were kept from the American people that was only allowed to be overseas. And when he changed the act in 2013, called it the Modernization Act, that's when all the propaganda could be used by the news media and civilization in America. Everything started coming back, and that's when they went nuts and did the things that they were doing as far as their pretty much mainstream media propaganda. But that's
The
when
way that
changed
they
the
word
laws.
things is the easiest way to fool them. It was like when they said the Inflation Reduction Act. Did that reduce any inflation?
No, it's the words, the wording. That's how they do it.
They put a pronoun on a tax. That's what they did. That's what happened. You know?
Yeah.
God
But
bless you, Jim.
But I think when Obama changed that laws, when we started hearing all the mainstream media just going nuts, and they got away with it, there weren't any laws to correct them or remedy that fact. Thank you, Ben.
God
Great
bless
man.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.
God bless you. Great call. I think he's on to something there. I think he's on to something. Bench seats and 8-track tape players. Yep. That's what we need to get back to. Without a shadow of a doubt. Let me see if I can find one of those, actually. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Let's go here. Let me scroll. Let me do a little scrolling here scrolling for the win. Let's scroll for the win here for a second. Lines are open. Feel free to call in while I'm trying to find something here. I did have this right. What did I do with this? Damn it. I am the most unorganized human being on the planet sometimes. And I really apologize. Oh, here we go, right here. Here we go, right here. If you know, you know. Picture of my truck. Yesterday, I was jamming a little Aqualung, Jethro Tull. One of the greatest albums ever written, to be honest with you. Ian Anderson could play a flute better than Kamala. Probably a better flute player than Kamala. I think Kamala was more familiar with the meat whistle than she was the flute. But here you go. My 8-track player, ashtray, cigarette lighter. Or actually, it's a cigar lighter is what I use. That is what this guy. You know who's got 2 thumbs and loves a good cigar? This guy. You know who's got 2 thumbs and loves listening to an 8-track? This guy. You know who's got 2 thumbs and loves the president of the United States? This guy. Give me snot's running down his nose. You damn right it is. One of the greatest lines ever in music. Let me get back to the call board. Sorry about that. Line 3. Go right ahead. Your call.
How's it going, Ben? My name's Thomas Johnson. I'm a Navy vet calling from Paris, Tennessee.
Thank you for your service. What was your rate in the Navy? What'd you do in the Navy, sir?
I was an AMS. Spent 8.5 years in.
Okay. That's aviation something, and I don't know what the MS.
Yeah, structural mechanic.
Structural mechanic. Okay, gotcha. What would you like to say this morning? Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you, Ben. Thank you so much for yours too, brother. Just want to say, you know, just keep holding the line. You know, Trump's got a plan. We don't know what it is. As far as all this Melania crap, Trump is just going to end all of that. It's going to be horrific for them, but you know, it is what it is. You just got to trust in his plan and trust in everything that he's going to do.
God bless you. Thank you for your call. God bless you. Thank you for your service. Line 2, go.
Hey, Ben, this is Eugene Thomas. I live in Forsyth, Missouri.
And I want to thank Forsyth is.
You know where Forsyth is?
I've got a bunch of friends that live in Branson. I know exactly where Forsyth is.
Yeah, well, I wanted to thank you for the idea of the dog food. Our Elks Lodge here.
Yes, sir.
The Elks are real big on helping out veterans, and we get a Freedom Grant. Well, part of our Freedom Grant I put in to get dog food for veterans in Forsyth. So I really want to appreciate you for giving me that idea.
Man, I really appreciate that. You know, there's a lot of these channels that are cashing big checks, and I'm not one of them. I'll just tell you that. And
I can see that.
I go every Wednesday and I buy a bunch of dog food and I give it. I'm down to 8. I've got 8 veterans with service dogs and I'm helping them. And it's not much, but I help them out with some dog food for their dogs. It saves them, I don't know, $100 a month or so. And if I can do that, actually, I'm not doing it. You all are doing it. And I'm just the one that goes to Sam's Club and loads it up and delivers it. So that's what I got to say. It's you all that are doing it. So how far are you from Branson? Do you live right in Forsyth or what?
Yeah, I live right in just outside of Forsyth. I live actually in the outskirts in Taney County.
Oh, okay. Not in Stoned County. Not in
Branson is not in Stone. It's in Taney County.
Yep. Do you ever go to what's it called? Patty Gale's for breakfast? They're on the old high road. That's a good breakfast place, Patty Gale's.
Oh, really? Well, I haven't been too good on breakfasts lately because I got that Abigail. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, do you know what? There is a place here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, that you can get that Abigail taken care of.
Oh, really?
Yes. You send me a text message. What they do is they put a tiny little piece of like metal, and I don't know what type of metal it is. They put it into part of your ear, and you can go back to eating beef, brother.
All right.
Takes about 15 minutes, little procedure. You can go back to eating steaks.
Yeah. Yeah. The only guy that I used to listen to, and I still do, is Barry. And one day I had, was on my laptop, and it come up and you were out in the field on hay bales.
Absolutely.
And it reminded me of back home. And so
we got to do that again. We got to do that again. I might get out on the tailgate of my truck and do that again.
I like that. I really did.
Well, I appreciate you. Barry is a great patriot. Great channel.
Yes.
Barry is a hell of a patriot. He's a little more familiar with the finances and the financial stuff than I am, but that's all right. God bless you. Thank you for calling. Shoot me a message. I'm going to give you that information. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Thank you for that. The $20 from Bruce Campbell. Let's go here. Line 5. What do you got, line 5? Thank you for that. Line 5, go.
Hey, what's going on? It's Alex Puddentainment, Chad, STS1SS over here, stationed in Yokosuka. Just wanted to say I really appreciate what you're doing over here. I appreciate you saying whatever you actually intend and keeping God's plan ahead. And thanks for representing the bubblehead community. I want to let you know that even though Iran keeps the Strait and they keep the enrichment, they do not keep the global politics and the geopolitics. You already saw what we could do with gas prices. At the end of the day, the world does depend on us, and the U.S. Navy does dominate the seas, and we ensure trade between all nations. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time for the fuck around and find out.
What was your last boat?
Last boat was, I see you got an SSBN 739, man. I'm one whole number ahead of you, man. 740, go roadie.
My qual boat was the Ohio. My favorite boat I served on was the Nebraska. And you're talking to a fellow ping jockey right here. I was a battle stations broadband operator on the Nebraska. So there you go.
Hey, man, broadband cowboy.
Back in 96, I was on the Nebraska, I think. 97, something like that. Yeah.
Oh man, you were using Legacy. You had to manually like pencil and paper calculate background noise, and
we had to burn. We had burning paper.
13, huh?
We had burning paper. I think it was, and then I sat right next to the WLR9, and every now and then I'd reach over and
the Worley 9.
I'd reach over and hit a couple of buttons when the sonar soup wasn't paying attention, and absolutely, man. And we had I think we had Q6 on there, and then we went to Q5 Echo.
Oh, Q5. I tell you what, man. I remember whenever I had to swing the 2.7 at somebody's head because they put a pin in between the joystick and let the cursor keep going. And they tried to stiff neck, showing they were asleep.
We used to prop the grease pencil up there to keep it so that the FTOW would see that we were actually scrolling, see that the officer of the deck was scrolling. Oh yeah, dude. I'll say this: my last patrol before I retired in 2014. My last patrol as a retired, I think I reached the pinnacle of success for a sonar tech. I made an entire patrol. I didn't go in the engine room one time.
Oh, God bless. Fuck yeah. Nobody wants to go back to maneuvering. Oh,
Anytime they were going to deploy the towed array, I'd go up and relieve whoever. I'd go up and find some nub sitting on a stack. I'm like, you go do it. I'm not going back there.
God, you know how long it takes back in, because I don't know if it's back after maneuvering, whenever you're looking back at the thin line when you're deploying it, man, that's an hour, 2 hour affair, man. You're just sitting there falling asleep near the aft LET.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last boat was the Carter. I was on the Jimmy Carter, my last boat.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see here. Last boat, Carter.
No kidding, man. That's a legendary boat right there. I'm trying to talk to you
I worked in the middle. You know what I'm talking about, and we can't talk about it here.
Yeah.
You know exactly what.
No, I know. Yeah, no, yep, nope, not gonna say nothing. There's a reason that boat's different from the rest of the other two.
Yep, that's what I did. That was my last boat. I was up there in Bangor, Washington. So there you go. Shoot me a text message on this number, and we'll connect offline.
Oh shit, yeah, man.
Here's
sorry.
something you might like. I use this as a paperweight to keep my mic cord out of the way. Here you go. Here's a little piece of the LA. There you go.
Oh man, that's killer.
This has probably got 2 million miles on it, right?
You got that off of it with decom? That's pure HY80 right there, ain't it?
That's HY80. I helped with the decom, or I was part of the decom. I was subdued and beaten just like everyone else. The beatings will continue till morale improves.
Absolutely. Hey, I'd be more than happy to send you a text message after
Send
this.
me a
There's
text.
only one more thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, off the waters of India and Sri Lanka, we all saw what happened to that Jamaran frigate. Just to say, greetings from CTF 74. We sent a Mark 48 at them. Them motherfuckers didn't know it was coming.
Did you know today is Thresher Day, April 10th?
Rest in peace.
This coffee cup, 60 years old, 60-something-year-old coffee cup, right?
No
here.
kidding.
Yep.
I tell you what, man, I might be 33 years old, but my dolphins do not compare to the dolphins that your generation and the generation before you wear. I mean, honestly, like I don't even feel like it's.
When did you qualify? What year did you qualify?
I qualified in 2019 aboard Rhode Island Blue.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, mine was Ohio Blue, 726 Blue back in 90. I think right around the beginning of 94. It was before the Ohio, but it was the same time the Ohio became the Hydro when we overpressurized.
Yeah.
Right outside of MCC, you could see the pipe expand.
Ohio's still doing their mission, and as long as we keep the nubs out of cruise lounge and we keep people facing away from the TV, God willing, we can get some qualified sailors out on the decks.
That's true. That is true. I agree completely, man. I'll tell you this. My wife uses a pair of my old poopy suits to work down in the barn. And it gives me chills whenever I come out of the house and I see her coming from the barn wearing a set of my old poopy suits with second class crows on it. It's amazing. It gives me chills. I'm telling you that.
Well, hey man, I don't want to take up any more of your airtime. I'll go ahead and send you a text message. Definitely gonna connect. And just to reiterate, man, y'all had the greatest generation. Y'all the Cold War veterans. Any of y'all dolphin owners that were before 2012, I'd say those were the real submariners. So keep on winning the good fight. Keep talking, man. There's a lot of us that still agree with what you're saying, and there's a lot of us that are still American out there. So
God bless
keep it
you.
easy, bubblehead.
You damn
Yes,
right. I'm going to say Cons
Yeah.
Sonar, get back to work. Take care. There we go. That was over the 27 MC. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Man, we're getting some submarine vets in here. That's a bad day. Some of these guys have probably been to the Horse and Cow, and they're going to get... Line 3, go.
Hey, Ben.
Yes, sir.
This is Tommy Ward from Brookwood, Alabama, near
Roll
T-Town.
damn Tide.
Roll Tide, baby.
I'm going to grab something. I'm going to show you. I'm listening. You go right ahead.
I just want to tell you, if it wasn't people like you, this country would be lost. I used to watch CNN and all the rest of the fake news, and then now mainly I watch just you.
Here you go, brother.
I just want to let you. I hear you.
There's a Jalen Hurts and a Saban, and the one at the bottom is an Amari Cooper, TJ Yeldon, Saban autograph. I got these at the national championship games. There you go.
I hear you. I like I said, I just want to call in. I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to tell you I really appreciate you. And if it wasn't people like you and Trump, I'm telling you, this country would be sunk.
You know, I want to ask you something real quick.
All right.
And I know this is off topic, but it goes right into Alabama. I grew up around Dothan, and a little town near there is called Enterprise, and you probably know where Enterprise is.
I definitely do.
And they have a thing that nobody's going to understand called the Boll Weevil Festival. And there's a big giant statue of the Boll Weevil. When I saw the pictures of the moon with all the holes on it, it reminded me of my grandfather's barn with all the Boll Weevil holes in the ground under the tractor. That's what it reminded. That's how much of a redneck I am, you know?
Well, I tell you what, if it wasn't people like us Southerners, then I think this country had been lost a long time ago.
You know, it's really interesting to see how I've traveled the world, been everywhere, but when it boils down, I ain't changed. I really ain't changed, you know? And I think that's what scares the hell out of people is when people don't change.
Oh yeah, because it's something about, I don't know if it's in the dirt or what, but it gets into your soul.
It does. I mean, I live in Arkansas now. I miss the red clay of Lower Alabama. I miss the Peanut Festival. I miss getting drunk at Cowboys and all that stuff down there in Dothan. I miss going to the beach down Panama City. I miss that redneck Riviera. But no matter where I'm at, I'm roll damn tight. And I'll tell you this. And Alabama is one of the greatest places to live, and not a lot of people know it, and I'm glad they don't. You know?
Yeah.
Thank you for calling, brother.
Okay. And I was just wanting to say real quick that as far as some of the beaches, we've got some of the best, but there's one place in Florida that I really love. It's a little hideaway called Navarre Beach.
Navarre's beautiful.
If you ever get a chance, Navarre Beach is great. You know, it's near the base down there.
Navarre's beautiful. You betcha. God bless you, sir. Roll damn tide. Roll tide. There we go. Let's see here. Let's go here. There we go. Horse and cow in the 19th hole. Wow, that brings back memories. Drinking dolphins in the horse and cow. You're absolutely right about that one. You don't know what drinking dolphins is, you ain't lived. Let's see here. Used to fly into Fayetteville. My sister lives in Jasper. Got to tell you, have a gun. Oh boy, Jasper's got a great burger shack there. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Give me a call. If you've been to the Horse and Cow, type 1 in the chat. If you know what the Horse and Cow is, type 1 in the chat. Let's go here. It looks like an Arkansas number. Y'all get ready. Line 2.
Yeah, this is the old Hole Snipe.
Good morning.
Called a long time ago.
What would you like to say this morning, sir?
Well, I was going to say you really need to show the Nautilus on there. And the reason why I say that is because I got to meet the MR that sailed on her when she went underneath the North Pole.
Yeah. Absolutely. The Nautilus. Was it 571? 555?
Yeah, 571.
571.
His name was McNally, and I had to go to a week-long school with him being the instructor.
Oh, wow.
And he was amazing because now at this school, it was on machinery, and his very first words out of his mouth, and you're talking about guys that worked for thousands of dollars way back in the 80s an hour. And his first words out of his mouth was, he says, "You're all messed up and I'm going to prove it."
That's exactly right. And I know exactly what he said without you saying it out loud. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you for your call. I appreciate you, brother.
All righty. Bye.
Yes, sir. Great call. Okay. I'll see what I can do about that. Dawn, thank you very much. I'll see what I can do about that. I guess Dan Bongino has set the world on fire this morning. What did he do? What did Dan Bongino do? One tweet set the world on fire? One tweet by Dan Bongino set the world on fire. I support President Trump. That's the tweet that set him on fire. Okay, let's repost this. Let's go here. I'm going to post that. If you support President Trump, type that in the chat. That's interesting. That one tweet by Dan Bongino just set the world on fire. President of the United States, FA 45, FO 47. I am okay with all of that. Let's go. I've got some trolling stuff here that I need to show. Here. Man, this is disgusting, but I want to know. Now I'm hungry.
Sixth meal of the day. She has a large portion of fried corn and a full plate of steak. This is almost a full day's food for a normal person, but for Ashley, who weighs over 700 pounds, it is only a simple appetizer. She brings a whole plate of fried chicken nuggets, a large serving of fries, and mashed potatoes. The huge amount of food is finished by Ashley in no time.
I wonder who's paying for that. Wonder who's paying for that one, right? Wonder who's paying. Fried corn. That's pretty good. I got diabetes just watching that. One. Oh boy. Good grief. Lines are open, 615-475-7866. You know what? You want to be entertained? What's this? Roger that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, dude. Com subgroup 7. Salute. Let's go here. Okay. Let's see what else we got cooking here this morning. Melania went scorched earth on them. I'm good with that. I'm good with all of that. I'm fed up with the grifters. I'm fed up with the clowns. I'm fed up with the frauds. And bummer, 1051 member for 4 months. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Guys, gals, girls, this is the Ben Dyke Show. I'm going to say thank you. Let's run through some of these supers here. Really appreciate that. And do yourself a favor. If you're on Medicare, give them a call while we run through these. Some of the supers this morning. Bummer, member for 4 months. Alex, keep on keeping on. Melania should sue them all for defamation. You know that's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. Bruce, thank you, $20 for the service dogs. Being salty is America. You damn right. Salt must flow, right? Salt must flow. And the truth shall set you free. I think that was Esther from Sanford and Son that used to say that. I believe that's who said that, right? Thank you for that, Real KRO. I identify as Real MAGA. Yeah, that's the only thing I identify as. I don't identify as these clowns that are pretending to be MAGA. And they use MAGA to make money. James, thank you very much. Appreciate you. I would take some of my mom's fried okra. I love fried okra. I love some fried okra. Let me show you this. This is amazing. The Democrats are freaking out about the the people dying in Iran, 2 wounded, 308 wounded, 97 unalived in Chicago. Crickets. Absolute crickets. This is the Ben Dyke Show. I got to get out of here. I'm headed to an eye appointment. Hold up. Somebody wants to say hello. Come here. Come here. Come here. He's been sleeping on my feet all morning. This is Fred, my little dog, Fred, sitting here underneath the chair all morning. That's all he likes to do. And now he's going to probably ride with me to the eye clinic. He can wait in the truck. Guys, gals, girls, thank you for everybody that's watching. Oh, gosh, the other one showed up. Here we go. Come here, Days. Come here. The other one showed up. She's a little harder to see, I believe. She's a little harder to see with the lighting here. But there you go. There's Daisy Girl. This is my service dog. I help a lot of veterans, or I try to help as many as I can, feed and get their own service dogs. This is Daisy, and she is she's a hell of a critter. And she gets jealous if Fred gets any pets. So guys, gals, girls, really appreciate y'all watching. We only got 2 genders on here. Remember the USS Thresher, SSN 593, that went down today at 9:17 in the morning on April 10th, 1963. And let me see if I can find this. We might do a little bit of this on the way out. Let's do a little bit of this on the way out to, why shouldn't we? Where was that? I think I found one that was really good. Here we go. Let's do this. Right here. Let's do this one on the way out. We need a history lesson.
USS Thresher was the lead submarine of her class of nuclear-powered attack boats in the 1960s. Named after the Thresher shark, the U.S. Navy submarines had state-of-the-art features that made it the fastest and quietest U-boat of its day, significantly pushing the boundaries of Cold War technology. But in April of 1963, the USS Thresher atomic submarine left port to perform a series of test dives off Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and never came back. When the submarine sank to the bottom of the ocean after a series of bewildering underwater phone calls, the naval community was baffled. But the Navy classified the report, only releasing scant details about the accident that took 129 lives. The mystery then lived on for several decades until a brave lawsuit brought the document to the forefront. To this day, we still keep learning about what happened on that fateful morning. A Cold War submarine. The second USS Thresher, SSN 593, was the lead boat of her class of nuclear-powered attack submarines in the U.S. Navy. It was named after the Thresher shark, large predatory marine fish found in all temperate and tropical oceans of the world. Thresher class was one of the first kinds of submarines to use a teardrop hull. Unlike conventionally powered submarines, nuclear-powered boats could stay underwater indefinitely because they didn't require to sail on the ocean's surface. This submarine was 278 feet long, displaced 4,369 tons underwater, and could make more than 30 knots submerged. She was launched bow first on July 9, 1960, and commissioned on August 3, 1961, with Commander Dean L. Axine as the leader. From 1960 to 1961, Thresher and her crew conducted several trials in the West Atlantic and the Caribbean Sea for lengthy periods. During these tests, the crew evaluated her modern and often complicated features and weapons through several exercises, including a 3-week training course in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The following year, her sonar and ammunition systems were tested, and a particular exercise was designed to improve the strategic capabilities of nuclear submarines. Anti-submarine warfare training also took place, along with Task Group Alpha. Thresher underwent several tests to evaluate its submarine missile off the coast of Charleston, and eventually continued trials throughout the East Coast. As is typical with a first-of-class boat like the SSN 593, the test trials took longer than expected because of their thoroughness and attention to detail. But after 9 long months, Thresher was finally recertified and undocked on April 8, 1963. A tragic day. On April 9th, Thresher left port in Maine for a series of dive tests in the deep ocean, 227 miles east of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. A little over a day later, while the submarine was nearing test depth in the first trial, rescue ship USS Skylark received a frightening message via the underwater telephone, quote, "Minor difficulties. Have positive up angle. Attempting to blow." A few moments after the call, at 9:17 a.m., an even more garbled message that included the number 900 was received. According to sonar technicians from USS Skylark, they could hear a mysterious noise like the rushing of air. Those were the last sounds the Skylark's crew heard from the new vessel. By the afternoon of that day, 15 Navy ships headed towards the area, and by 6:30 p.m., the crew's family members received the terrible news. USS Thresher was missing at sea. The following day, the Navy's top brass realized that there was no hope. The submarine was officially gone, along with her 129-person crew consisting of enlisted officers and civilian contractors. President John F. Kennedy was then notified of the incident, and he ordered all flags to half-staff for 4 days. The loss of USS Thresher remains the second most lethal submarine disaster on record, following French submarine Surcouf. A lawsuit. Thresher was found 14 months later.
There you go. That's a little bit of a history lesson on the USS Thresher. Now it goes into the lawsuit and things like that, but it's a tragic disaster. And if anybody is a submarine veteran, you know about it.
What really happened? The latest batch of documents, declassified in March of 2021, finally proved that the loss of USS Thresher was the result of a series of mistakes that included, but were not limited to, a joint failure. First, the Navy rushed Thresher into her fleet with an inadequately trained crew. The accident occurred only 6 months after the Cuban Missile Crisis, and tensions were at an all-time high, as the Soviet Union had launched the first nuclear submarine a few years earlier. The U.S. government was under immense pressure to develop larger, faster submarines, capable of diving twice as deep as their World War II predecessors. Second, the Thresher's sinking was caught in between an increasing arms race and mixed with overconfidence in state-of-the-art systems, as well as inadequate training to handle them. The sailors and civilian contractors were too confident, and neither the crew nor the Navy itself ever considered that nuclear-powered submarines could lose power. Third, and perhaps most significantly, inadequate welding caused the piping to rupture, resulting in a leak that shorted the ship's electrical system. The crew couldn't reach the necessary equipment to halt the flooding, the ballast tanks didn't work as they should, and the poorly trained staff didn't react accordingly. As historian Norman Friedman told the U.S. Naval Institute about the report, Thresher had highly complicated machinery, and the crew had no choice but to react instinctively. It's believed that this train of events led Thresher to implode 400 to 700 meters below the surface. The collapse took 1/10 of a second. Closure. The release of the official documents has benefited the U.S. Navy, as they have finally put to rest suspicions about a possible cover-up and confirmed that their secrecy was due to protection from Russian interference. According to Captain Bryant, now that the documents are declassified, submarine safety instructors can analyze them and discuss them among peers. He also recommended that any lessons learned should be taught to graduate students. As part of a Navy tradition, USS Thresher was never officially decommissioned. Instead, the submarine is said to remain on eternal patrol in the bottom of the ocean, as it never returned to her departure port. Meanwhile, the Navy is still dedicated to monitoring the site's environmental conditions, and as of 2021, Thresher's nuclear fuel remains intact. The loss of the Thresher-class submarine eventually led to a complete reorganization in the Navy's submarine force, possibly saving countless lives. In 1963, the Navy introduced SubSafe, a rigorous design review and safety inspection program during the construction phase of submarines.
That is the big one right there. They introduced the SubSafe program. Guys, gals, girls, it's tragic. God bless you. God bless those men that went down on the Thresher. Fair winds and following seas to their families. And God bless America. Take care.